Morning folks, welcome to Try or Die Garage. This is just a quick update. I thought I would just give you guys a walk around on what I've done to the bike so far, point out one or two things which have been useful and interesting for me, and yeah, just to show you the progress. I've noticed that the previous videos, some of them got a few hundred views, but the viewing time is not great, so I'm guessing people don't like to listen to me ramble too much, so I will try and just show you the bike, which will hopefully be a bit more interesting. So a couple of things I wanted to catch up on. So the last video I made, I was working on the master cylinder and the piston for the rear brake. So that's kind of finished now. So I have completed the master cylinder, the rear brake is done. There's a few things that are mounted on the bike. So what I'm going to do is basically just give you a tour around the bike, show you a few bits and pieces, and then yeah, go from there. Starting with rear brakes. So that is the master cylinder, the piston. So I wire wheeled the whole piston as you saw in the last video, decided to paint it gold, wire wheeled the piston rod, the rear brake caliper completely rebuilt, wire wheeled the hanging bracket, and then just painted the actual caliper gold. I have put the master cylinder on the bike. So the base of the master cylinder I have painted gold, and then the top I just wire wheeled that and kept it silver, so there's a bit of a contrast. Moving on to other bits from the bike, I have mounted the either Honor Speed Japan or Unicorn Japan tail tidy, which is a pretty simple job. I had to slightly drill out the holes because the metal frame that supports it needs to clip into the clips into it basically, and the holes weren't quite large enough, but that's basically what it looks like. It's made out of carbon fiber. It's pretty trick, and as these things go, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like 150 US dollars, so it wasn't a huge amount. I have sorted out the shock mounts, so they needed spacing out, so I simply went on eBay and got looked up standoff spacers, and bought an M12 standoff spacer for the inner of the mount and an M10 for the outer of the mount, and I'm just waiting for some fine thread dome nuts to put on the top. So both sides are now done. At the bottom I have got high tensile bolts in there, zinc coated high tensile bolts with a nylock nut on them. Everything else you've kind of already seen. So the foot peg mounts are on, the battery box is in, the seat bracket is in, the engine is in. Moving to the front of the bike, I've sort of mounted up or mocked up the front end, so that's on the bike. The wheel isn't secure at the moment. Carbon fiber fender or mudguard is not secure at the moment. I was just trying to figure out the height. So at the moment the bike is on its center stand with the front of the engine resting on some blocks. So I want the bike to be level. The rear wheel, so if I took it off the center stand and the rear wheel was in, then the bike would probably drop about 60 mil. So what I've done is I've dropped the yokes about 60, the forks about 60 mil, and from Billet Bike Bits have ordered 60 mil extensions, which are just sleeves that go over the top and then go into the top yoke. So that should make the bike Not quite as close to original, but pretty close anyway. I have also put the subframe on the front for mounting the front fairing, the top fairing. I need to sort of mock that up because I'm pretty sure that the top fairing is going to rub on the upside down forks, because they are, what, an extra 20mm bigger than the original forks. So I need to mock that up and see what I need to grind off the inside of the top fairing. The top yoke, I have just wire wheeled that, and I have wire wheeled the risers as well, and I think I'm probably going to keep them in that in that condition. Maybe put a clear coat on them. I kind of like the silvery look, or the brushed aluminium look. The cost of anodizing or polishing, for me, doesn't seem worth it. If I had an unlimited budget, then I just send loads of shit out and not care what it costs, but I don't. The rear wheel you've kind of already seen before. I had the hub machine back, or the sprocket carrier machine back by 10mm, so that the chain lies up. You can see that in an earlier video if you're interested. I've got a nice new gold chain somewhere. And that's about it in terms of progress on the bike. So I think, given budget, resources, and the space that I have to work in, I'm not doing too badly. So I think I've done a reasonably good job. A few things that do need doing. I need to just clean up the front brakes and fit them. They're in great condition. The lines are in great condition. They're actually working. There's fluid in them. The pads are in good condition. They're not even that dirty, but I'm going to give them a clean up, polish the bolts a bit with the wire wheel, and put them back on the bike. I have acquired, this came with a clutch fluid, a hydraulic master cylinder for the clutch. The Katana obviously has a cable, so I got this off an R6. I'm just going to swap the levers, so you've got the same red thing, but that will go on. So this I'll probably do during the week. I've ordered a set of, I do have some flat bars that came with the bike, but I want a bit more lift. I really don't like the look of the flat drag bars. I think they look fine if you're building a Bandit Street Fighter or something like that. So I have got a set of low-rise Renthals that are going to be in gold. So we'll see what they look like in the next episode. Other than that, for now, I think I will leave it there. Once again, thank you very much for listening. So thank you for watching Try or Die Garage. As usual, if you have any comments, criticisms or suggestions, they would be welcome. I hope it's not too boring. I'm going to work on really trying to structure the videos and preparing stuff in advance, work on my presentation, and hopefully make it more engaging. But if you have any suggestions on how I can do that, it would be greatly appreciated. Once again, gents, don't stop trying or you're going to start dying. Cheers. Bye-bye.